In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build your own personalized outreach campaign that leverages real buying intent. And don't worry, this doesn't require technical skills and it can sound exactly like you. Now for this example, I'm going to be targeting VPs of sales working at B2B companies who are currently hiring go-to-market engineers. And I want to focus it on companies between 11 and 200 employees in the US. Let's go. So the first step is to come to askbond.ai and to basically create an account. I already have one here, so I'm just going to log in. Then we're going to reach the dashboard. Now here's the place where we're going to have all our campaigns. If we want to create a new one, we can just come here and say who we want to reach out to. In this case, I'm just going to put the prompt that I just mentioned earlier, VPs of sales working in a B2B sales company, hiring GTM engineers, and we're just going to run this. Now what this is going to do is going to be similar to a Claude style experience. It's going to ask us a little bit more information so it has context. What is your website? Askbond.ai. And what is your offer? We're trying to book demos. So let's go ahead and respond to those specific questions. It's then going to scrape the web, learn everything it can about askbond.ai, and it's going to then use that as context throughout the entire campaign. So it's telling us here that it has everything it needs, and it jumps into phase 2, which is planning out an actual outreach campaign. Now, this planning phase is really important because you can fine-tune it as much as possible. It's going to describe the actual play, it's going to describe the persona you're going after, the criteria, and it's even going to, in a couple of seconds, show us the individual steps, including all the enrichments that it needs to be able to do that. So now we have all this information and we can basically fine tune it. When we're ready, we just click here on build and it's going to go ahead and build that out. Now it's identifying 0 of 3 steps. So there are 3 steps. First one is obviously building a list because it's already starting to build that prospect list. We can open this up and we can see that it's also planning on setting up the work email enrichment column and the hiring context column, which is great. And then to actually do copywriting for 3 messages and using a subject line that's also being generated. Now we're gonna have a lot of control throughout this process, which is what makes this so great. Let's give it a little second for it to build this prospect list, and then we're gonna be able to hop into the next phase. Excellent, now that took about 1 minute here, and we can now see that there are 154 leads that match this criteria. It's asking me how many of these I want to actually import to create the list, but first I can actually check this out and look at the profiles and basically fine tune it. So if I didn't like any of these profiles, I could basically tell it, hey, please, exclude these kind of roles or et cetera, right? But I'm gonna include 25 here. We're gonna import this and it's going to actually now build out this list for us. So we're gonna give it some time so that it can grab all of that data, build out a list, and then it should open up inside of a table. Perfect. Just as I say that, it opens it up in real time. Thank you so much, AI. And it's now going to show us that we have access to all this information, right? The industry, the LinkedIn profile, and it's even going to let us know what we have to do next. So in this case, what it's going to ask for, it's saying, hey, you want to run a campaign? We actually have to get the work email addresses and do the deep research for hiring context. So we're going to go ahead and run these for the first 10 rows. Now I highly recommend that you do this for the first 10 rows because we want to actually get to the point at which we're really happy with everything, and then we can literally build out the entire campaign from there. First 10 rows, automatically it builds out a waterfall enrichment for email, and it also builds out a deep research agent. It's going to try to find out the information that we need. Now this research is only actually going to run if it finds an email address. And so in this case, it will not unless it finds one, right? So we're seeing it's finding for the most part. So as you can see here, we didn't find 2 and it didn't actually run it. Now it's actually creating this research agent, but in parallel, it's already asking me, great. Now, if we do find this research, is it okay if we go ahead and use that to write out emails? We're gonna say, let's do this again for the first 10, including the subject line and 3 emails. And it's actually going to build these out immediately, and it's actually going to run them for us. So as we see, we now have here the research that has come back for this one, for example. We can double click on this and it's going to show us all the research that it found about this individual. They're actively hiring sales engineering jobs. Excellent. one analyst, one support role. And now it's using all of this context to be able to write out a personalized message. So let's see what this actually looks like. Saw you're hiring for sales engineering role at Edmund Gov. Love it. Bund is an AI platform that builds targeted prospect lists, verifies contacts, and launches personalized campaigns in under 15 minutes. No engineers needed. So now let's say I like this email and I'm ready to export it. I can literally just come here, go to Instantly. It's automatically going to show all the campaigns that I have inside of this. I can literally push them by literally just clicking autofill here. It's going to already map out the information that we have about these individuals, and it's only going to run it for the ones that we have full rows for. So that's pretty much it. Now what you just saw is one of so many different campaigns you could run for your business. If you have no idea, however, which one to run for yours, you can either just ask Bond what kind of a campaign you'd like to run, literally just feed it your website, it will recommend plays, or you can send us an email and we'll figure out which plays will work for you. Either way, you have 500 credits to test this out. Let us know if you need any help. Let's go.